What's up, fight fans? Welcome to my channel. This is Johnny, and in today's video we're going to be going over the statistics that nobody talks about when mentioning this weekend's fight at 154 pounds. It's a rematch between two fan-friendly fighters. One is Ukrainian fighter Serhii Bohachuk looking for redemption against the American, the Cannon, Brandon Adams. Guys, before I continue, I want to say thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you to everybody who's been with me since day one. If you haven't already, could you please remember to hit subscribe? Could you also like this video? Also, go down to the bottom of your screen, find the bell notification button, click that so you never miss one of my videos, so you're always reminded about my live streams. Also, guys, join our Johnny Says Boxing Insider VIP membership. It's a monthly membership. It's a couple dollars a month. You get more access to myself. You get more features on this channel. But more importantly, you get to become a member of our fast-growing professional betting Discord. That link is pinned in the comment section below. All right, guys, you fight fans, the boys who've been on my channel for a while, you know we are all excited about this weekend, what's going down in Las Vegas. There's fights all across the board. Naoya Inoue is fighting. We have fights that start Thursday nights. But in this video, we're going to be talking about a prelim fight on one of the most anticipated fight cards of the year. I'm talking about the Netflix show headlined by Canelo versus Bud Crawford. But in this video, we're going to be breaking down Serhii Bohachuk versus Brandon Adams 2. So in this video, what I'm going to do is go over both fighters' careers. We're going to talk a little bit about how they go about their business. Like always, stay tuned to the end of the video because that's where I'll be going over the current Las Vegas odds, and I'll be giving you my prediction and telling you where to put your money. All right, guys, I have been going back and forth on this one with my prediction. I've reasoned with each fighter. At one time, I said, this is why Brandon's going to win. At another time, I said, this is why Bohachuk is going to win. I flip-flopped. I put the poll up on our YouTube channel a couple days ago, and over 500 people have voted. So if you're one of them, I say thank you. It's literally 80-20. 80% towards Bohachuk, 20% towards Brandon Adams. In the first fight, guys, this fight happened in 2021, one of those pandemic fights. We know the world was in an odd place. The fight itself had an odd ending. Adams, on most people's cards, all three judges' scorecards, he was down. He was down pretty big as well. He was getting outboxed. He was getting outworked until he wasn't. He landed a big shot and he stopped Serhii Bohachuk, giving Bohachuk his first loss. And to this day, Adams is the only guy to have stopped him. We know Bohachuk, the other loss was to Vergil Ortiz not too long ago in a firefight, a fight of the year candidate. Bohachuk lost the decision, majority. A lot of people had him winning. He dropped Vergil Ortiz multiple times, but still fell short on the judges' scorecards. Hopefully, one day we get to see that rematch. But moving forward, Bohachuk more recently is coming off a lackluster performance against Michael Fox. No shade on Fox. Fox was a guy coming up from 47. That fight was written in as a 54 fight. Bohachuk was coming in overweight, so I think he weighed in somewhere at 58. He didn't look too good, didn't look himself, looked off. I don't know how much of that had to do with his body, the weight cut, his fight style. I talked about it all month on my channel. That fight style Bohachuk brings to the table, yes, fan-friendly, yes, exciting, but generally it doesn't age well in the sport of boxing. He's only 30 years old. When you watch his film tape, you might be sort of ill-advised to think that he's an old head. He's only 30, just turned 30. It just seems like he's been around a bit of a long time. With Brandon Adams, this guy at one time had a lot of hype. This guy at one time was fighting the best in the world. He has a handful of losses. He's only been stopped once. You have to rewind the clock all the way back to 2015 when Apollo Thompson stopped him in another kind of interesting fight, a fight which Adams dropped him and then Thompson stopped him. The fight happened really quick and it was over within the first 3 rounds. Moving forward since that fight, He took Charlo to a decision, lost every round. Since then, he lost a really close split decision against Katsarakis. Some people had that fight going his way, and he was the first guy to stop a really tough Villarreal. So all in all, going into this fight, Adams thinks he has the advantage mentally. On paper, he is the one who won the first fight, and he didn't just win, he won by stoppage. You ask Bohachuk's corner, he's going to talk about, it's been well documented that they said that the ring was slippery, the canvas was wet, the circumstances in how he slipped and got caught with that shot was a fluke. He said that since that fight, Bohachuk's camp, Manny Robles, one of the best in the game, has talked about they have asterisked that fight and have been wanting that fight. And Brandon Adams said he knew that that rematch was going to come around all along because he knows Serhii Bohachuk is a dog. So right now, I do want to go over Brandon Adams' career. Let's take a look at his resume and see what he's been up to. Guys, Brandon Adams is 25-4 with 16 knockouts. He's been stopped one time. Out of 2,249 fighters in the world at 154 pounds, he's ranked number 24. He's fought a career total of 145 pro rounds and carries into the ring a 64% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as the Cannon, and the 36-year-old American is a 5'8" orthodox fighter with a 72-inch reach. He was born in Linwood, California, and calls Whittier, California, USA home. We last saw him fight Katsarakis, 14-0, lost a split decision in the 10th. Varon, 14-0, UD in the 10th. Villarreal, 13-2, stopped him in the 3rd. Bohachuk, the first time, 18-0, stopped him in the 8th. Duverson, 11-2, won by knockout in the 2nd, and the fight before that was 2019 against Charlo. He lost the decision. The issue with Brandon Adams, as of late, he's been more active, but when you look at that Charlo fight from 2019 onwards, hasn't had a lot of fights. He has a respectable knockout to win ratio. He's a true professional. At one time, like I said, you were putting his name up there with the best at 154, and still, he's in the top 25 globally on BoxRec's algorithm, however they compute that. So Brandon Adams is a force to be reckoned with. He's in his mid-30s now. It's now or never. The 5'8" orthodox fighter feels that he's going to prove to the world that he is one of the best in the world and that the first time against Bohachuk was not a fluke. I think Adams is going to have to be more active than usual. I don't want to see Adams on the ropes. He tends to be one of these fighters who kind of gets comfortable leaning up against the ropes, and sometimes he gives rounds away. A style like Bohachuk that I call a meat grinder, that man's going to be constantly in your face. He's going to constantly be applying pressure. Bohachuk has that high guard. If you sit back on the ropes against that guy, you never know. A 15-20 punch flurry could be enough for the ref to come in and stop the fight. All in all, I want to see Adams' feet more active than normally. Right now, let's take a closer look at Serhii Bohachuk and see what he's been up to in his career. Bohachuk's 26-2 with 24 knockouts. Of his 2 losses, he's been stopped once, and that was against his opponent, Brandon Adams. Out of 2,249 fighters in the world at 154 pounds, he's ranked number 6th. He's fought a total career of 125 pro rounds and carries in the ring a sparkling 92% career knockout to win ratio. His adoring fans know him as El Flaco, and the 30-year-old Ukrainian fighter is a 6-foot orthodox fighter with a 73-inch reach. He was born in Ukraine but calls Los Angeles, California home. We last saw him fight against Michael Fox, 24-4, won a UD in the 10th. Ishmael Davis, 13-1, stopped him in the 6th. Virgil Ortiz, 21-0, lost a majority decision in the 12th. Mendoza, 22-3, won a UD in the 12th. Alate, 42-4, stopped him in the 1st. You have to rewind the clock back 3 years from that Alate knockout win to the first fight between him and Brandon, in which he got stopped. A lot has happened in both guys' careers. It's not shocking to say that one has trended one way and one was kind of trending sort of here. And obviously I'm talking about Bohachuk. He's had the bigger fights. He's been the guy in the marquee more often than not than we've seen out of Brandon Adams. Adams had that tournament appearance. Adams recently lost to Katsarakis, like I said, in the OTX tournament by split decision. You could have scored it for Adams. It went to the cards, didn't go his way. Bohachuk, similar sort of outcomes with the Virgil Ortiz fight. You could watch that fight 10 times, and 10 different times you could score it one way or the other. It's really tough to give a fighter who gets dropped multiple times the nod when he doesn't drop his opponent, and that's exactly what happened. I streamed that fight live. I broke that fight down. I'm not sitting here and saying it's a robbery. I feel the output and where the fight was trending, especially in the last half of the rounds, especially if you make any credence to how Virgil was overcoming the knockdowns. They weren't big knockdowns. They were kind of buzzing, flash knockdown sort of things, and then Virgil would pop straight back up and put it on Bohachuk, as Virgil Ortiz does. But like I said, it's a tough loss. He lost a majority decision, second loss. He's trying to avenge this one. When I look at these guys side by side, 36 and 30, youth advantage, Serhii. 6 foot, 5'8", height advantage, reach advantage, Serhii Bohachuk. I got to give him the power advantage due to that pressure forward style. Bohachuk's style is one of those styles that causes frustration, and it can cause you to be stressed out. It's a very stressful style to deal with. He's going to be taller than you, he's going to be bigger than you, and he makes himself look even bigger by when he comes forward here, picking and popping, always working the body. He's going to come in with a great game plan. I talked about Manny Robles. They're going to have him all prepared. Now, when I was siding with Brandon Adams last week, even up until 2 days ago, I was thinking we had upset alert. I was thinking the dogs were going to be barking, and my reasoning was the fact that maybe Bohachuk got old overnight. Maybe that fight against Michael Fox wasn't an abomination. Maybe that's who he is now. Maybe all of the hard fights, his fight style, he gets hit a lot, he spars a lot. Maybe that's just who Bohachuk is, and we're witnessing a guy who at 30 is showing signs of decay and showing signs of wearing down. And that's where I was siding with Brandon Adams on. But after much consideration, rewatching the Fox tape, Fox is a smooth fighter, smooth operator, not there to get hit, awkward style. You mix that with going from the Virgil Ortiz fight to the Michael Fox fight. Granted, he took a fight in between against Ishmael Davis. Psychologically, that's not the fight he really wanted. Bohachuk thought he was going to fight Madrimov. So what that does mentally, it's tough to get up for every single fight. I am going to side with that being the reason for the performance against Michael. That mixed with Fox being a tricky opponent. Now, before I get to the money line prediction and the current Las Vegas odds, guys, I do live streams every single day. In those live streams throughout the week, I go over my method of victory props, my long parlay, I go over the UFC, I go over the NCAA and NFL because it's football season. So to stay connected with all of that, be sure to click the bell notification button. Also join the Discord so you get all those prop bets and you become part of that community, because right now in these Stats Don't Lie videos, you're only going to get my money line prediction. All right, guys, wherever you are in the world, let's pull out our betting apps and take a look at the money line. Currently, the odds have Serhii Bohachuk as a favorite, $1.22, meaning you put 100 on Bohachuk to win, you get your money back plus 22 bucks. The draw is 16-1. Brandon Adams is $4.80 dog, meaning 100 on him, you get your money back plus 380 bucks. So Adams isn't quite a 4-1 underdog. I think he's a live dog though. I think if you're willing to sprinkle something on an underdog, I think that's a good pick. I think there's a couple fights on this fight card that could go either way in terms of the dogs maybe barking. But right now where I'm putting my money, everything with their careers, redemption, styles, in terms of what's next for both guys, I'm going back and forth. But right now I'm going all in on the Ukrainian fighter. I think El Flaco is going to be too much. I don't think he's worn as I thought he was going to be. I think at 30 years old, he's going to make a run, and we're going to see the best version of him. I'm leaning on his camp, I'm leaning on his mental, and I'm leaning on that style. Serhii Bohachuk to defeat Adams in the rematch. This is not an echo chamber. In the comment section below, you don't have to agree with me. Is Bohachuk going to get his redemption, or is the Cannon going to go business as usual and go 2-0 versus Bohachuk? Let me know in the comment section below. Also, guys, if you haven't seen my breakdown, prediction, analysis on another very exciting fight on this card between Christian Mbili and Lester Martinez, stay tuned because that video is coming up right now.